Hello everyone, Marlene aka SnowGardener307. We are here to cook some dinner. So we are going to be doing something that we're using ingredients we already have in our pantry because we are doing a pantry challenge right now. So let me show you what I'm throwing together for dinner right now. This is not going to be a long video. It is a recipe that I got a concept from, but I'm just doing it my own way. So let's go ahead and get started. So I forgot that I was going to record this recipe just so you guys know, but I figured I'd go ahead and do it to show you guys what I'm working with. So you can see I already started cracking a few eggs. I'm going to make some scrambled eggs. I have got this real crumbled bacon that's going to go in our meal as well. I get this from Sam's Club. They will actually ship this as well, just so you guys know, because it is shelf stable and it's super, super yummy. And we needed some cheese. This happens to be the cheese that we have out, so we're going to use the Mexican 4 cheese. I have got a crescent dough sheet that I already had in my fridge that needed to be used up. So I've went ahead and laid this out in a Pampered Chef bar pan, a stoneware bar pan. I'm going to go ahead and pre-bake this a little bit before we turn it into a breakfast pizza. And then I have got some green onions that I purchased at the store. So our pizza is going to have a crescent dough crust. We're going to have green onions on it. We are going to have some bacon. We're going to do some Mexican cheese because that's what we have. We are going to scramble up some eggs. And then on the stove here, which you guys, I finally cleaned my stove. Doesn't it look beautiful? I am going to be making some gravy. I've got 2 packs of this Pioneer Country gravy. I'm only going to make 1 to start out with because I don't know how many we'll need. But if I do need to whip together a second one for our pizza, we'll go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and get this started. So I've got the oven preheating. It's at 375. I've got 4 eggs, but I'm thinking about doing 6 eggs. And this is going to, of course, be fully scrambled before we cook our crust up. I am going to bake our crust a little bit ahead of time. And so let's get 2 more eggs in here. Eggs is something I always have in my fridge, so it is definitely a pantry staple for me. What are your guys' pantry staples in your kitchen? Eggs for me, of course, I do have flour, sugar, stuff like that. Cheese is also a staple for us because we put cheese on everything. So we're going to go ahead and scramble up these 6 eggs. Then we're going to go ahead and take this crescent dough sheet right now. We're going to go ahead and pre-bake it. And stoneware, for anybody that's never used it before, takes a little bit longer to bake. So the directions for the crescents say to bake for 10 to 13 minutes or until golden brown. I don't want this, of course, fully cooked. I want it about halfway. So I'm actually going to put this in for 9 minutes. I know that seems like it would be longer than halfway, but using my stoneware for years, I think it will work out absolutely perfect. So let's go ahead and put this into the oven. Now, we can do 2 things with the way I have my tripod set up, and I'm super lazy, so I don't see myself doing another setup. We can do the headless chef, which I know a lot of you guys like, and it's even the crooked headless chef because I can see that you guys are crooked right now. Or I could take the time to go get a new tripod, which is not going to happen, or you guys won't be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the headless chef and just roll with it. I think you guys can see me over here. So we've got our eggs. We're going to go ahead and scramble those up. Our bacon, I am just going to put it on as is. It is already cooked. And so we're going to do eggs, bacon. Cheese is already shredded. Super easy. We're going to go ahead and take some green onions and add them as well. We're going to go ahead and do 4 green onions because that's what's left in one of these bundles. And so this is what we're going to make for our dinner tonight. We've never made this before. It's brand new. Like I said, I got some inspiration off of Pinterest, but the Pinterest recipe that I saw used a pre-cooked pizza crust, I guess you would say. So let me get these washed up. We're just going to go ahead and dice these up. Not dice. I guess slice is the correct word. I don't think you guys can see anything I'm doing. There we go. Maybe we have it a little bit better to where we can use it. We're just going to go ahead and slice these up. We're going to get these eggs scrambled up. This should be a super quick, easy dinner. And the good thing with crescent dough, I say, is that you can really top it with anything and it's going to be absolutely yummy. So let's get these sliced up. And I had some requests on my pantry challenge to go ahead and film a little bit more about what my pantry challenge is, along with how I do a pantry challenge. So this next month, or sorry, this next week when I go grocery shopping, before I go grocery shopping, I will show you guys what goes into making a meal plan so that I can utilize the ingredients that are in my pantry, in my refrigerator, or in my freezers. As you guys know, I shop a lot of sales, and so that way I'm able to save a lot of money. Let's go ahead and get these eggs scrambled up. So we're going to go ahead and scramble our eggs up. We're also going to go ahead and get our hot water boiling for our packet gravy mix. This is certainly not a, right to your mama at home recipe. And like I said, you can throw anything in there. If you wanted to do a lot more vegetables, you could do that. I'm keeping it pretty simple for this first one because I don't know how it's going to bake. And let's see. I feel like you guys are crooked in this tripod and I don't like it. And for anybody that has not used this kind of packet gravy mix before, it says to bring 1.5 cups water to a full boil and to blend the gravy mix with 1/2 cup of cool water. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. We're going to make 1 packet, like I said.
Feeling so small, watch the clock ticking off the wall, but tonight I'm letting it go, spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be.
I realized I've never done this in this small mixing cup like I'm trying to do right now, but we're making it work, and we're staying away from the stovetop because it's finally clean, so we don't want to make it messy. Let's go ahead and get our eggs started. I just have a little bit of olive oil in here. We have just got some good old-fashioned eggs. Nothing else in there besides eggs. I know a lot of people like to do heavy cream or milk in their eggs, and I'll do that sometimes as well. But as I said, we are trying to make this as easy as possible. There we go. Now you can see my face whether you want to or not. So we're just going to do a scramble on this. It's okay if it's a soft scramble because it is going to go on top of the pizza, like I said. Our pizza crust has got 2.5 minutes left. So we need to get this done sooner rather than later so it's ready to go on our crust and build our pizza. So let's get this done. Our gravy is just about to a boil. We're going to go ahead and, like I said, use the Mexican 4 cheese that we've got. We'll probably use all of this. We'll use the green onions, and we will go ahead and add some bacon. And there are not going to be any measurements in this recipe because it's just whatever your family likes, whatever you like, whatever you have in your pantry. And when I sold Pampered Chef years and years ago and did kitchen shows, a lot of the Pampered Chef recipes actually had recipes for crescent dough, which was super yummy. And I forgot to finish mixing in my gravy mix, so let me get that done. And I'm making a mess over here just so you guys know. I'm going to turn that water down because it has come to a full boil. Get this mixed in. We're going to make a mess over here on the counter, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and pour this on in and stir that up. Yeah, I don't know if I like that using this measuring cup or not. And because I feel like there's still some gravy mix in there, I am going to go ahead and pour some of this back into this container. Try to get it all up. And that was really hot. Not the smartest thing I've ever done. There we go. We'll let that come to a boil. Our eggs are just about done. because we don't care if they're fully done because they're going to go into a hot oven and finish baking with the crust. So we're going to go ahead and turn those off. And by the time the crust comes out, they might be fully done. So we've got that done. We have got our gravy done. There is our crust. As you can probably tell, it is not completely done. So we're going to go ahead and get these eggs and we're going to spread these around our crust. Trying to cut these into some smaller pieces to make sure we've got enough to go around the crust. Make sure everybody gets some eggs on their pizza. And we are just calling this a breakfast pizza, just to keep it simple. Just spread these on out. Then we're going to go ahead and put some bacon on here. You could also, of course, add sausage. You could add any other vegetables that you want, whether you want them to be sauteed or not. You could easily do an actual scrambled egg recipe or an omelet recipe per se. So we're going to go ahead and put bacon on until our heart is content. We like lots of bacon in this house. And yes, I know in my last grocery haul I just talked about trying to be healthier. Don't be judging me, everybody. So there's some bacon. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of cheese now. We're going to put part of the cheese under the gravy and we're going to put part of it on top of the gravy. So go ahead and put some cheese here. I'm going to go ahead and grab a small ladle that I have just because I want to be able to control where my gravy is going. And I think one thing of gravy is plenty. And then I say I'm going to use my ladle and then I see how thin this is. And we're just going to go like this. And I'm almost thinking that a packet of gravy might be too much. We're going to hold off a little bit on that gravy. We are going to use our ladle and move it on over to places where it did not get. Hopefully this turns out okay, you guys. Like I said, never made this before. Now we're going to go ahead and put the rest of our cheese on there. We've got lots of cheese going on. I would guess that was, I don't know, maybe a cup and a quarter that was left in there. Then we're going to go ahead and top it with some green onions. And we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven to finish. And everybody in our house likes green onions. So we're going to go ahead and use up all of them that we chopped. Because the idea behind the pantry challenge is to use what you have and to waste as little as possible. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So it looks super yummy. And let's get it in and get the crescent roll done. I'm going to go ahead and go 7 minutes on that. And we'll see if it's done. So here is what our breakfast pizza turned out like. I did let it go a few more minutes just because I felt like the crust wasn't done enough. You can see I let it get nice and golden brown on the sides. And I think that this is going to taste super yummy. I've got some cottage cheese, so we're going to go ahead and have this with some cottage cheese. And I was thinking about slicing up an orange as well. So that's what dinner will be. Okay, everybody, here is my dinner. So I've got a piece of the breakfast pizza that looks super yummy. I went ahead and added some cottage cheese and some orange slices. So that's it for today. This is a quick, easy dinner to serve your family with using ingredients out of your pantry. Now, if you don't, of course, have crescent dough, you could easily make breakfast pizzas even out of regular bread. You could do any sort of bread that you already have. All right, everybody, for today, I'm out of here. I'm going to go eat my yummy dinner, and I want to remind you guys to keep on smiling. Bye, everybody.